Hey guys, we're going to be trying some new luxury makeup. I am very, very excited, and I think you guys have probably been waiting to see these DIOR Forever bronze and highlighters. So I have one bronze in the shade number 3 soft, and then I purchased 3 of the luminizers because I couldn't decide which ones I wanted. So I got pink halo, gold halo, and nude halo. I also have some of Sonia G's limited edition brushes that I want to try out. I have CHANTECAILLE eyeshadow, which looks really, really beautiful. I also have the very elusive HERMES blush. This has been very difficult, very, very difficult to get, and I apologize. I'm going to use it. I'm going to try and find where you can purchase it online, but every time I go and I look, and if it's in stock, by the time I try and post it, it's out of stock. So anyway, I will keep an eye on it. We will try it out. Maybe it's not even good enough. Maybe it's not even good enough for me to link for you guys, but we'll see. And when I purchased all of those new Victoria Beckham eyeshadow quads, I went ahead and picked up her concealer pen. This is not new, it's new to me. It came out at a time where I felt like I was getting a lot of concealers. Anyway, I didn't pick it up when it came out, but I thought I would get it now since I was placing that order anyway. And then I also picked up the Feather Fix. This is their liquid lifting brow gel, and I got it in black brown. I don't even think I realized she had a brow gel. So anyway, thought I would try that as well. And what I also wanted to play around with was the Sarah Creole Face Flex. So this is her concealer and complexion enhancer. It is something that can be used not only as a concealer, but kind of as a foundation. And I've actually seen online people mixing these two things together. So this is her moisture source. It's a biphase brightening essence. And if you actually go onto the Sarah Creole site, there is an FAQ on this product, and it talks about mixing it with this if you want like a tinted moisturizer, basically, and you can use a ratio of about 1:1, or you can customize it for your preference. So I thought we would try that too, but we do have the Victoria Beckham concealer as well. So I thought I would start with this concealer and then use this concoction for like the rest of my face. But I thought I would use this first so you guys could see, you know, basically what it looks like, or to check out the coverage. So I did purchase L1. Here is the pen. So it's one of those brush tip, oh, there's a little hair there. It's a brush tip applicator with the clicky business at the bottom here. So I don't have a problem with this particular packaging or this dispenser style. My only issue is generally it takes forever to get the product going. There we go. I'm gonna start counting how many clicks it takes, like that owl in the Tootsie Pop commercial, like how many licks does it take to get to the center? Anyway, the product is finally coming out there. Let me do a swatch of this. Oh, it's actually a little bit thicker than I thought. You know, I had the same, had the same reaction when I tried the Westman Atelier concealer for the first time. I don't know, these brands are very natural, like low-key glam, and I don't know why I just assumed that it would be a very thinner type concealer, almost serum-like, but the Westman Atelier is a little bit sticky. It's on the thicker side. It is impeccable. I love that concealer. So I'm kind of happy and excited that this concealer has a little bit more like body to it than I thought it would. I'm gonna start underneath my eye here. And I'm just gonna go in with my finger to blend it in. Just in terms of comparison to the Westman Atelier, this formula is lighter. The Westman Atelier definitely has even more like oomph to it. It definitely has more coverage too than the Victoria Beckham, but the Victoria Beckham is really, really seamless. It's really blending in quite nicely. And you know what I like about this shade? It's very neutral. It's just a straight up concealer. It's not trying to pretend to be a corrector too. So there isn't a lot of peachiness to it. There isn't a lot of yellow to it. Like, it's just a very nice neutral tone. At least this L1 is. This is nice. Yeah, it's definitely a lighter coverage, I think, than the Westman Atelier. If you're looking for something with more gusto, I would go for the Westman Atelier. But I think this is very, very nice if you're doing a lighter makeup look, or you just want to cover a little bit of the discoloration like around your eyes or whatever. I think this is really nice. I mean, the Westman Atelier is nice too, but that just has, it just has a lot more going on. I feel like I have to be almost, you know, careful with how much I use. Yeah, this is much more subtle, but I feel like I look a lot brighter and a lot less tired, a lot fresher and ready for the day. So I'm just gonna apply it around the redness of my nose here and see how it does, camouflaging that. All right, well, I'm happy to have this concealer. It's a nice alternative, again, to the Westman Atelier. I would say it has a very similar coverage, maybe to the Chanel. Again, less than like the Dior, less than Westman Atelier. The Chanel texture is completely different. It's much more creamy. It has like a gel base or whatever. It's very different from that. But in terms of coverage, I would say similar to the Chanel. All right, I'm excited to play chemist here. So we're gonna be mixing up this moisture source from Sarah Creole and her Face Flex. So I have the shade number 3, which I can't remember. I used this and did I think this was the right shade? Anyway, we're gonna go with that. I also have this Sarah Creole complexion brush. This is a little bit small, I think, in terms of foundation. So I'm gonna use my Refer brush. This one is number LC03. Nice synthetic hair angled brush. Yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take some of this concealer, just a nice big generous swipe there. And then what I'm gonna do is shake this up and, oh, it's got a dropper top, so that'll be nice. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm gonna take the brush and mix it up. Oh, yeah. On the website, it says you'll get a nice, hydrated, glowy finish if you do this. And I am all for that. I definitely like the finish. I don't know if this shade is for me. I think it's a little bit too deep. I like the way my skin looks. It's interesting. It looks, sorry, I'm just adding a little bit more to the back of my hand. It looks very blurred. It looks very, very blurred, but you still see like my sunspots, so it's not like a ton of coverage. Again, my preference, I really like a light coverage. But there's something about this product, I think, that really made it look, yeah, like blur, filtered, blurred. I don't know if those are the right words, but the texture of my skin looks really, really perfected. Wow, this is so interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do this again and then mix it up again on the back of my hand. My skin looks great. Sorry, it's so obnoxious. My skin looks great. It looks better than it did before. That's what it looks. It looks a lot better than it did before. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I really like this combo. And this concealer all by itself, I find to be very, very high coverage. And it has, almost like the Westman Atelier, it has a formula that has a lot of body to it, but it's not heavy. But mixing it in with this is magical. Look at that. I'm not one to only wear like a base product out. I know a lot of people, you know, they'll just put on a base product and maybe some mascara and they're good. I feel like every time I put base product, even if it's just a lightly tinted moisturizer situation, I feel like I have to do something, like add some blush, add a little bit of lip color, like something to kind of bring a little bit of life back. I don't feel like I need to with this. I feel like my skin is kind of saying it all. Alrighty, moisture source and the Face Flex, great combination, and it feels good on the skin. All right, now I'm still testing out talc-free loose powders. You guys are like, shut up about that already. But I'm testing out today the Milk Makeup one. I went and purchased this at Sephora, and I got the translucent light, and it's called the Pore Eclipse Translucent Loose Setting Powder. And I have found some really good talc-free loose powders on my journeys here. So that video is definitely coming soon. I think because I've tested so many and there's only so much you can say about loose powder, I am going to do like a top 5 talc-free loose powders. I think that's the plan. It has a really interesting spin top here, which I really like. And it's got little sifter holes, which is very handy. I am gonna use one of these Sonia G limited edition brushes. This has like a candle shape to it. Isn't that pretty? And these brushes, by the way, in case I forget to mention, are only recommended, or you should only use with powders. Definitely like cream to powder, creamy products, nothing with any kind of cream, emollients to it or whatever, just powder products. So I'm going to tap some of the powder out into the cap here, just a teensy bit. Just tap it underneath my eyes here. I have dry skin, so I don't like a ton of powder, but I definitely like powdering underneath my eyes. This powder is decent. I can't say it's making my skin look especially silky and satiny, but I don't feel like my skin looks too dry or cakey either. That's nice. Very decent milk makeup. Okay, we're gonna try the DIOR Forever Nude Bronze. And I purchased these off of the DIOR website. And it's interesting. I got number 3 soft. So they have, I believe, 2 finishes for 4 different colors. So there's 8 options in the bronzers. And the lightest one at the moment is number 2. I don't know why. So they have 2, 3, 4, and 5, I believe. And they have matte and then they have soft finish. So again, I'm a dry skin girl, so I don't really like matte face products. So I opted for the soft. The packaging is incredible. I love this brown, puffy, quilted top. Pretty slender, nice shiny chrome finish. And then here is number 3. I think this is a great, great shade for me. I think number 2 would have been maybe a little bit too pale. Let me do a swatch here. So there's number 3. I do like the finish. Okay, I've got my BK Beauty A507 brush. It's an angled, fluffy brush. And this is a pressed powder formula. It's not baked or anything. And just gonna apply. There's an interesting like cocoa butter scent. Very interesting. I did not expect that from DIOR. Definitely not. I thought it was just gonna be one of their like light floral fragrances. It's really, really subtle. I really have to get my nose in there to smell it. I really like this formula. It's soft, but it's not like overly powdery. And there's a slight creaminess to the formula. But look at this color. I think the color is so perfect to mimic a suntan. Wow, that's really nice, right? Don't I look healthy? I actually look healthy. Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you use me as shade reference, number 3, and then get whichever finish you prefer. But I really like this soft. Wow, that is beautiful. Yeah, it just has the softest satin, soft satin finish to it. Wow, this could be the bronzer of the summer. That's really nice. I love the tone. Love it. So for blush, let's try this elusive Hermes Plein Air Le Grand Blush in number 10, Rose Hale. I can't even see, Rose Hale. Number 10. Got the beautiful Hermes packaging, and the size of this compact is like their highlighters, not their typical blushes. So it is grand, if you will. It is on the larger side. This is pretty. Let me do some swatches. I'll try and do a swatch, like 3 swatches of the 3 different shades in here. I don't know how successful I'll be, but let's try that first. Here are the 3. Sorry, that's the DIOR bronzer. And then the 3 from light to dark. All of the different shades have a satin finish, very high, I would say a pretty high shine satin finish. And I would say the 2 lighter colors are kind of peach, and then this one is kind of pink. This one actually doesn't swatch as cool toned as I think it looks in the pan. I think it looks cool because it's just sitting next to the peach. Like relative to the peach, it looks cool, but it's actually just a nice pink, like a pretty neutral pink. But I hope you guys can see the satin finish to it. It's pretty intense. All right, well, I'm going to just stick my brush into all of it. And I'm gonna use my BK Beauty 107 brush. This is a pressed powder, by the way, and it is powdery. I don't know if you can see the powder sitting on top. It has that HERMES scent to it, that kind of sweet, light floral, pastel candy smell. Oh, well, I love it. I love it. I think it's a really pretty color. I think it's a pretty sheen. It goes on really beautifully, really easily. I was kind of hoping I didn't love it, but I kind of do. I'm sorry. I really hope I can find this online for you guys. I will definitely link it down below in my description box if I can. Oh, this is really pretty. Why did they make this limited edition? Why is the Best Makeup limited edition? Why do they do that to us? It's gorgeous. I love it. I love everything about it. All right, let's just move on. Let's move on. Very excited for these highlighters. So Dior had highlighters that were in like all chrome packaging many, many years ago, 7, 8 years ago. And they were a favorite. People loved them. It was that baked gel powder. People loved. I remember there was like a nude, was it Nude Glow? Something like that. I think it was shade number 2. I loved it. It was great. Anyway, they discontinued it and they came out with new highlighters in like an off-white creamy package. And those were baked gel powder as well. And they had some interesting shades, I remember. I had like an orange one and I can't remember the name, but it looked like, it looked orange in the pan. And that ended up being my favorite. It was such a pretty glow on the skin. But there's just something about that formula. It just wasn't as good as the previous one. So anyway, now they've come out with these in this amazing packaging. Look at this silver puffy quilted top. Is that not just incredible? I love it. Let's hold it up next to the bronze. Can we just give a round of applause to Dior on their packaging? So good. And I like that they're very, very sleek. Like I said, I couldn't decide and I ordered 3 shades. On the Dior website, and if you watched my live from last week, there was a little confusion on the shades and the finishes because they have like some categories, like you can sort or filter out the shades that you see based on the finish on their site, but it was the same. Like you could click different filters, but the same highlighters popped up. I don't know if they fixed it at this point, but I went ahead and got 1, 2, and 3 basically. So this is one which is Nude Halo. And on the live, there was a little bit of confusion, I think because I was misspeaking, but it's Halo and not Hollow. So these are not holographic. These are not like super shifty and like unicorn highlighters, at least not these. These are just Halo. So here is Nude, and of course I'll do swatches of all these. And then here is Gold, which is a little, I don't know, I think it's a little bit deceptive because the nude is more gold. Do you see that? So here's the gold, which looks, here if I do this, maybe that's better. It looks more peachy, and then the nude looks more gold. I don't know. Who am I to say? Who am I to correct Dior? But I do feel like this should have been nude and that one should have been gold. Okay, so that's gold. And then here is pink, which is more pink than the other two. So let me do some swatches. And these, unlike the bronzer, are a baked gel powder formula. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this first one is nude. Notice how gold that looks. This one is gold, which looks more nude. And then this one is pink. The pink is like lighter in every way, not just the color, the tone, but it has, I don't know, it's like more sheer than these two. But this is really interesting. This nude looks very, very warm. And then the gold looks nude. Okay, so if you want more of a nude, a nude highlight, I would say get the gold one. Wow, that's confusing. Because it's sometimes hard to tell with my lighting in my studio, I thought I'd come out and show these swatches to you under sunlight. I'm looking to see if there's micro glitters, and I see, you know, a little bit, but they, for the most part, especially that nude, for the most part, they look very smooth, very, very smooth. Yeah, and do you see how the pink one is just lighter in its opacity? It's thinner than these two. Okay, well, I'm most excited for the gold. I'm gonna keep calling this nude, but this is gold number 2, because I think this is what's gonna match my skin tone the best. But we will put the nude, oh my God, we will put the nude one on the other cheek, but I just wanna try this one first. So I've got my Sonia G Fan M brush here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of product and let's see, wow. Wow. Now, I still don't think these are as smooth as the original ones I was talking about, the ones in the all like chrome packaging, but I think these are a bit smoother than the previous version, than the ones in the like off-white compact. That is the gold, which has a very silvery, kind of shine to it. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, let me grab a different brush and we'll try nude. All right, I've got my Sonia G Worker fan brush. Going into nude. Yeah, this has a much warmer metallic sheen to it, but this one is really, really shiny. Really shiny, holy smokes. I feel like on the cheeks, the only difference I'm seeing is like the gold is cool toned and the nude is warmer, but I think that they both work for my skin tone. This is really, really wet. Holy cow. It's so funny. If you asked me last year if I thought maybe highlighters had seen their peak, we've seen the heyday of highlighters, it's past, but they're just so much fun to apply and to like see the effects of. I don't think they'll ever be unpopular. So much fun. All right, I'm gonna take the pink one. I'm just gonna run it down the center of my nose, just see what this is like. And I'm gonna take this Sonia G, this limited edition brush. It's part of that set. Isn't that just such a wonderful, wonderful size? It's almost like a giant flat shader brush, or it's like a really demure blush brush. Like here is a more typical size blush brush. Anyway, this is probably perfect for highlighting. Okay, I'm gonna pick up some of the pink and brush it down my nose here. That's really, it was really cool toned. If you have really light skin and you like cool tone, I think you'll like this. God, I just used a little bit and you could, can you see that? How bright? These are very intense. Okay, wow, Dior. Dior, okay, all right. Very, very, very impressed and very, very happy with these highlighters. I do think they're an improvement over their last version. Okay, next, what should we try? Oh, right, the Victoria Beckham Liquid Lifting Brow Gel in Black Brown. This is the Feather Fix, pretty packaging. And oh, it's got like a little brush, kind of like Surat Beauty's brow tint, something like that. Ooh, it's more like a bristle brush. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe I have too much. Ooh. This is a little goopy. It's a little goopy for me. And, you know, I keep brushing through and I feel like I'm making a bigger mess. I'm trying to get the product off. I don't think it's working. I don't think this is for me. I'm just gonna take a spoolie, kind of brush through. That was a little tough. I think the formula is a little bit too wet for that hard bristle brush, if I may say. I feel like that brush is appropriate, like if I had to go into like a brow wax and maybe pick up a little bit, something like that. But with something that wet, I think I need a different situation, like the Benefit Brow, like the marker pen. That's good because it's wet, but not this. Okay, I may have to try this again, but So far, no. All right, let's try this Chantecaille eyeshadow. Whoops, the eyeshadow trio. This is the Diana Eye Trio. And look at this beautiful butterfly on there. It's gorgeous. So they came out with 2 different eye trios. This is the cooler toned one, but look at this. So pretty. Now, these shadows in here are a baked gel powder. Of course, I could not be more excited. This shadow, which looks white in the pan, is actually, it like shifts to a green, like a pistachio green, which I'm very excited about. So let me do some swatches. Ooh, okay. Can you see the green in that white shade? And then the pink in there has a little bit of a silver, and then the taupe has a little bit of a gold tone to it. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is really pretty. I actually don't know what to do. I feel like all of these are kind of beautiful one and done shadows. Maybe the green is a nice accent. I'm gonna apply the pink shade just to the inner portion of my lid. And I have the Chantecaille Eye Basic brush. This brush is so good because you think it's like a flat shader, but it's not. It has a little bit of that angle to it. It's kind of flat. I love it. It's like a small, like concealer brush. I'm gonna go into the pink center shade. It's such a cool tone pink. It's so frosty. Oh, I love it. Yeah, there's like a hint of purple in there. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love that. That's so pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna take the same brush. I'm gonna go into the taupe shade. Just apply that to the outer corner, a little bit in my socket line area here. It's so beautifully shiny, and it's going with the rest of my shininess. How beautiful. Chantecaille should have come out with a butterfly highlighter with this collection, like a baked gel powder highlighter. I think, yeah, with like the butterfly wings as inspiration, I think that could have really worked. I'm gonna use my finger and pick up this white color. I'm gonna just tap it on the center of my lid. I don't know if we're gonna see much of it over the pink, but we'll see. Oh yeah, wow, it's so pretty. This is so springy, so springy, wow. Well, they performed beautifully, and I really like having this palette of like 3, they're like 3 basically like one and done shadows. Quite really lovely. Wow. Now I'm gonna curl my lashes because I do have a new mascara to try, but I don't have a new eyeliner. So we're gonna put on the mascara first and then go in with eyeliner. I find that to be easier, and I always forget to do it. It's like habit. I go in with eyeliner and then mascara, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I do it the other way around? So I've got the Soshe mascara. It is the Peptide Lengthening mascara, and I have it in the shade black. I think that's our only shade. Got a nice slim wand, plastic bristles. Oh, nice. It makes my lashes look feathery. That's really nice. I like the formula. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. I like the wand. It felt like it, you know, kind of grabbed each lash. I don't have great lashes, but I feel like it did the best it could. Oh, it's very pretty. All right, so that's the Soshe Peptide Lengthening Mascara. And then let me just throw on some eyeliner here. All right, I've got a couple of Chantecaille liners. These probably aren't all of them, but I have Jasper, which is a really beautiful kind of shimmery brown. And then I've got these two. This one is violet and this one is amethyst. Violet is so interesting. It's black with a purple tinge to it. Isn't that stunning? And then this one, which is amethyst, look at that. A brownish burgundy. I think I'm gonna go for the violet color, the sootier one. And I'm gonna tight line. Yeah, just a little accent there. All right, as for lips, Chantecaille did send me 2 of their lip products from this same collection. And these are lip sheers. One is Swallowtail and one is Gossamer. So here is Gossamer. It's pinkier. And then here is Swallowtail, which is a little bit more of a nude. So let's put on Gossamer. There's Gossamer. What a comfortable lip formula. Chantecaille's lip products are always so good. They're all so moisturizing with like the perfect level of pigmentation. So good. Okay, so that's Gossamer. And here's Swallowtail. Wow, that's so pretty. You know, this shade, or I should say, this formula is so glossy. I feel like this has almost like a satin sheen. I think it's just the glossiness. I don't think it actually has any reflective bits in there, but it's so pretty. It looks like it has like a slight satin sheen to it. Oh my gosh, I love this shade, this Swallowtail. This is so good. Wow, okay. This was a fantastic trying new luxury makeup video. Holy smokes. I think I loved everything except for the Victoria Beckham brow product. That Feather Fix. Liquid Lifting Brow Gel. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that another shot. But yeah, everything was great. I love the Sarah Creole. I love the Victoria Beckham concealer. The DIOR products, yes, I love them. They're not just a pretty face. They're actually pretty products. I love them. Oh my gosh, the HERMES blush is gorgeous. Everything, the Chantecaille products, everything is great. Well, I'll link to everything down below in my description box if you're interested. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.